Just like that, we are back for another fulfilling Thursday here at Unpopular Review. Whether it be entertainment, whether it be wrestling. I am one of your hosts today, the executive consultant, Mike Knox, Z-Asylum. We're talking, continuing, I should say, from last week's top 5, WrestleManias 20 through 29. Right? A lot of people consider this arguably the best 10-year gap of WrestleManias. We're going to talk about it. What are your thoughts? What are our thoughts? Let's get right into it. Let's discuss it. Let's start off with our number 5 because it's going to be rapid succession. Z is silent. Let's go. We'll start off with you. What is your number 5?
Oh, this is off the top of the brain. Okay, I'm freestyling this.
Freestyle.
WrestleMania 16. Me and Mike was talking. Which was actually WrestleMania 2000.
WrestleMania 16.
We're doing 20 to 29.
Which was 20 to 29. Damn, 20. Oh, no. 20. No. Let me ask you. I was on that because I just did the graphic for.
I know. Right, that's all I'm making fun of. Like we were literally just talking. I'm like, what do you mean 16? Yeah. Like, go ahead. I take it while you go ahead and look it up. You want me to?
Yes.
I take it. It's all right, guys. Listen, this is your boy Mike Knox, the final boss. What's going on, everybody? The Mike Knox Show. Listen, we may not be here long, but we're here right now. And number 5 for me was a simple one, but it was number 20. WrestleMania 20 in itself. You had the emergence of Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez, Tom Brady, Cena. You had the super califragilisticexpialidocious match that no one really talks about like they should between Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle. To me, 2 of the best to ever be in a squared circle. Edge versus Chris Jericho. I mean, the Dudleys against RVD and Booker T. I mean, it was just so much into me in WrestleMania 20. And you know what the worst part about this was? This was the first 5-hour pay-per-view that they did at the time. And I remember them having an all-day WrestleMania event that was like 24 hours of WrestleMania. And by time literally the third match came on, we were so hyped. Myself, Wise Shabazz, when we call Wise. My man Nick came through. My wife, if anybody know my wife, she loves to throw in a performance when I have company over and cook and all that kind of stuff. We were asleep by the second hour. And it wasn't that the pay-per-view was boring. It was just the fact that it was 5 hours and 24 hours of wrestling. We were so tipsy, so drunk. But you go back, you watch it. For me, my number 5 in this list, WrestleMania 20 was just completely. Everybody talks about the match that could have been. Well, that's how I refer to it as. Everyone says the shit match between Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. I personally don't think it was as bad. If fans, to me, it's the first time I realized that fans hijacked the show. Because I think if fans did not know that they were leaving and what was going on, the match could have been better, should have been better, could have been better. And it's one of the matches to me, I go, if I could do it again, that's a true match I would love to see again. So for me, WrestleMania 20 at my number 5.
All right, Z, you ready? Or should I go?
You're both muted. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I said, Z, are you ready or should I go?
I don't hear nothing from Z. He's literally
Z's got nothing going.
I'm ready. I'm cooking.
Okay,
number 5 for me.
I'm cooking. What we cooking?
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Since there's a fire on the grill.
Edge versus Mick Foley. I remember this specifically because this was like one of the first times I actually took Edge seriously as a singles competitor. What's funny? What's funny?
Let me go real quick. Let me go real quick, bro.
All right, I'll tell you what's funny right here. Let's tell you what's funny right here. Top WrestleMania shows from 20 to 29.
Okay, what's the title say? Matches? Is this matches or shows?
Right, but when I said WrestleMania 20...
So that just shows that he didn't pay attention to the words you said.
Nothing. He didn't hear nothing I was saying.
He was so focused on getting his match together. He said, you know what the funny thing is? The last time the 3 of us did a show together, I think a top 5 show, we were in the same predicament. We were just so discombobulated. This is what happens when we put 3 outfits together. I'm giving you a chance here, Z. I'm going to go next. Let me talk to you my number 5.
Oh, God. What the hell is that picture?
It's WrestleMania
the proper
20.
PG.
Clearly.
I didn't care. I'm winging this shit. I'm doing it off the dome, right? WrestleMania 22 is my number 5. Hey, it was a little tough to pick between WrestleMania 22 and WrestleMania 23, where they were all grown up. But I decided to go with big time. One, because of the theme music.
time.
And 2, and that's another
Say,
top
yo.
5. I would love to do top 5 WrestleMania songs.
Oh yes, theme songs. That joke had me like. Hold on, y'all know you gotta do the right dance. You do a dance nowadays, right?
Stay tuned.
Oh.
But CEO. See, but the main reason I come and pick WrestleMania 22 is because it has one of my most underrated matches I ever had in WrestleMania, actually, period. And that is not Edge versus Mick Foley, which a lot of people talk about, which I think was overrated. But the most underrated match to me is Shawn. It was an overrated match. Mick Foley said it himself. He said he's very proud of the match, but when he watches it back, maybe it's not that good.
The story was that
lost
good.
brain cells.
Well, he lost more than brain cells. He lost hip cells, ear cells, nose cells.
Shawn Michaels, Mr. McMahon in the street fight, in my opinion, was one of the most underrated matches I've ever seen. It actually won match of the year that year. And I'll tell you why. Because
Voted by who? Who put that match of the year?
Oh, everybody's favorite wrestling magazine did that. Actually,
none of those matches with Vince McMahon ever
should be a number
ever. Not him
really?
Versus Hogan.
Well, let me ask you a question. What did we say every Monday at 6 o'clock? What do we say every Monday at 6 o'clock p.m.? Wrestling is what?
Storyline.
Mr. McMahon knows how to do nothing more than tell a story in that ring. Let me tell you how I can prove and back myself up on this. You just said none of those matches, and you named them. Do you know why you named them? Because they all were memorable. That Street Fight at WrestleMania 17 with him and Shane McMahon was phenomenal for storyline reasons. That pop when Linda McMahon got her ass up off that wheelchair was still one of the loudest pops.
They thought she was a mute.
And her acting was terrible. She was like, ooh, slap. But everybody went crazy.
We're giving him enough time now. What's your number 5?
Mr. McMahon versus Shawn Michaels. That match was phenomenal. Everybody thought Bret Hart was coming out. He still was a little hurt. He did come out, and people still were cheering, laughing. The elbow drop with the suck it. I just thought Jim Ross on commentary, like, right in that heart. If he had a heart, that bitch is black or some shit. It was all great. That match was fantastic. My favorite match from WrestleMania 22. That's
the fact that this man, before I say number 5, the fact that this man said, you want to know why I can name these? You should. The reason why I can remember Vince McMahon matches is because they're memorable. No, he had like 10 matches. Like, it's easy to remember Vince McMahon matches. It's not like he's been wrestling all over the world, so of course you can remember those. But
give me 10 matches with Dana Brooke. Go.
Dana Brooke versus anybody that's on that roster now. She's had a match with everybody. She's been enhancement talent for 8 years.
But you don't remember any of them.
Can we go? What's your number 5, Dice?
Are you comparing? All right. Oh, the first time WrestleMania goes to Hollywood, WrestleMania 21. I remember the vignettes. You talking to me? All those commercials were great. And then
They absolutely were great.
But it did. WrestleMania 21 did have what we knew was
what?
Actually, no. I'm not going to say that. But the Legend versus Legend Killer, I think that was match of the night for me because back then I was a huge Randy Orton fan, still a huge Randy Orton fan.
How long can you say? How long, Dice?
What, man?
How long you been smoking that crack? Because there's no way in the hell you're going to pick Undertaker and Randy Orton over Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle.
He didn't. I don't think he picked it over. I
didn't pick it over. I said my favorite match.
Yeah, that's what he said.
My favorite match of the night. Me being with Legend Killer Randy Orton.
Crack kills.
At that point in time, I'm not literally trying to watch. I'm not watching wrestling for the technical. I'm not watching for the technicality of it. I'm watching for it. Randy was cool. Randy was cool at that time. So say what you want. I don't care about Shawn Vicodin Michaels.
Hey! There will be no Shawn Michaels slander! I will rip the fuck out of every goddamn wrestler you love for the rest of my life!
The only thing you ever ripped was his eardrum as he adjusted them headphones.
I don't know. I be ripping that pussy.
Let's get to our number 4. Michael, start with you. Your number 4, please.
Right there, yo. WrestleMania 24. Completely underrated to me. It's the first time they came to Orlando. I remember MVP's entrance. John Cena had the FAMU band. I'm sorry. It was, I believe, it was the second or third Money in the Bank ladder match. I can't remember that much enough, but CM Punk to me, as everybody knows, I'm a CM Punk super mark. And the I'm sorry, I love you match where we have supposed to have been Ric Flair's last match with Shawn Michaels. I just thought you also had Floyd Mayweather versus Big Show at this match. This WrestleMania to me was just great. And I enjoyed it. As you just said, I say wrestling is storyline. Every match in this to me, the storylines was just leading up to it was incredible to me. And so for me, my number 4 right there, WrestleMania 24.
It's not a bad pick. Dice, what you got?
I'm going with, which is really funny, because I just skipped ahead of you in terms of year. And just for the storyline purposes of what we had, thank you. For what we had, Randy Orton versus Triple H, that storyline, bananas, because Orton was just a psychopath at that point in time. But this would be the first of what many are going to call Undertaker and Shawn Michaels' best matches.
I thought the next one was better than this one. That's me personally.
Oh, but that's why I said many. That's why I said matches, not
Yeah.
But, quick little tidbit. I don't know if you guys know, but if you select the 25 arena and pick Shawn Michaels, he actually comes from above. But it's only in that arena.
But
it's only in that arena. Not everybody knows that.
It's my interest in the game.
I'm just telling people, for the ones that actually looking for that, that's the only way that you can do it.
Oh, my bad.
Y'all gonna stop fronting on me. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all was bugging, man.
WrestleMania 25
I was looking at him, and he said I'm supposed to be talking to you, so I just looked
WrestleMania
down.
25 was a terrible WrestleMania to me. I really can't stand it. It's actually one of the worst ones of the 20s, in my opinion. I just think it was just terrible. I thought all the matches were pretty bad, except for Undertaker versus Triple H. This was one of my favorite matches. Matter of fact, let me tell you something. That was the only match I really was looking forward to. I was looking forward to Triple H and Randy Orton too, but I think they ruined it with that stipulation. But the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels match I was anticipating so much, I actually left my best friend in jail so I can watch it. And that's a 100% true.
I think you told me that story.
It's a true story. He called me and said, "Hey, I hit a cop. They arrested me. Can you come bail me out?" I said, "Sure." As soon as the Shawn Michaels Triple H match Shawn Michaels Undertaker match happens, it was like the second match of the night. And I said, when this match happens, and it was true. When it was over, I damn sure went and bailed him out of jail. But before that, I wasn't leaving that match.
What were you smoking? You wasn't like money in the bank?
Exactly.
He wasn't going nowhere.
I knew he was safe.
He wasn't going nowhere. He could have stayed. But yeah, but no, you are high. Nice. You are high.
Also understand this too, right?
You are definitely high.
This was before the WWE Network. I paid money for this. Okay,
I don't mean you're still not high.
Whatever. No, look at these matches weren't that interesting.
What's your 4? Instead of ripping his 4, what's your 4?
My number 4 is one that was already mentioned already, and that's WrestleMania Goes Hollywood, ironically, for the first time. WrestleMania 21 is WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. It's not big time. Big time.
I know. I just wanted to say the song again, honestly.
Yeah, big time. CEO. WrestleMania 21, Dice already hit on it, so I'm not going to really touch on it some more, but Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Randy Orton versus Undertaker was a phenomenal match to me. I just don't think it was better, but it was a phenomenal match to me. Both world titles changing hands to 2 legendary Hall of Famers. Just a very good PLE in general. So shout out to WrestleMania 21 and 22, the last 2 of the arena WrestleMania. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a small commercial break when we come back. WrestleMania's top 3 of whatever. You know what I'm saying. We'll be right back. Stay with us. You're watching a popular review.
We got Mercedes for the second week. And does she feel any more of a CEO to you? What is she the CEO of, Chris?
She's a woman that's entitled to make her own decisions. That's why she's the CEO.
Okay, she's empowered. What is she the CEO of, though?
Her life.
Well, I would hope so. Everybody's a boss of their own life. But what is she running? What is she running? A brothel? A faction? What is she running?
CEO.
Are you in an earthquake? Why is your camera shaking when you do that? Why can't anyone answer me that question? What is she the CEO of?
The song answered the question for you.
You can't even answer me straight. Like at least you know what I know about her? She runs a business, so she's the CEO. I get that.
So she's the CEO.
She's the CEO of cannabis. Okay, great. What is she the CEO of AEW?
CEO.
I didn't know Florida so many earthquakes back to back.
First of all, she's the CEO.
He never watched that commercial.
Hold on.
He never watched that
She's the CEO of fucking your commercial up. Okay, that's what she is.
You know, that's just to prove that whenever you don't have an answer, all you gotta do is dance and say CEO. And that's it, CEO. That's all she does each week on Dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to our number 3. Dice, we'll start off with you. Your number 3, please.
Oh, my number 3. I am rocking with. Oh shiz, I lost it.
Damn it! No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No doubt.
We can't say his name.
What? McMahon, Benoit, Lesnar,
McMahon, Benoit, Lesnar, Diddy, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby.
Hold on. Soon, Jay-Z.
Terrible picture.
That's a horrible picture.
It's terrible
you know
picture.
it.
I'm so sorry.
At least you know
I'm
it.
so sorry.
That's beneath us. Take that shit off the goddamn screen.
Yeah, let me take that shit off.
Thank you.
That was terrible. I'm picking that strictly because of actually
was
my
that,
favorite. 26.
Okay.
Sorry for those
Phoenix,
who can't
Arizona.
read Roman numerals. Let's try this one. Give me this one. I like visuals. Give me visuals. All right.
Give me what I want.
Look, hey, there's a Vince McMahon match here.
That's not what I count. That was horrible. We don't count
horrible match.
We don't count that.
That was a horrible match.
That was his worst one. All his other ones are bangers. I stand by that. Vince McMahon never had a bad match at WrestleMania.
Except for that
I just thought
that don't count.
That cover don't count. It's at WrestleMania.
That don't count. I heard P. Diddy was more
I did like the Money in the Bank. I think that was like the largest one that they had, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
That was a lot of people there.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was 10 people in there.
Okay.
That's like the most dominant one.
There was one where I think that's the one where Edge and Jeff Hardy both got taken on a stretcher or something like that. Okay. I know that's the second one, CM Punk one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, no, I'm sorry, no, it's not the second one.
That
Swagger
one was actually at Money in the Bank won that itself,
one. And it was also the last Money in the Bank at that WrestleMania.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
Number 3.
That would be the last time that we've seen. Is that Batista walks out after that, right?
Batista had 2 more matches with John Cena after that, and then
2 rematches, and then he bounced. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mike knocks on you.
Oh, okay, my bad. He didn't say.
But it did. I see what Mike's talking about. It didn't look like you really explained why it was number 3. Okay. That's fine.
Number.
Oh no, I just said I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the Money in the Bank because it was one of the biggest ones.
Number 3 for me. Despite what the CEO, the executive consultant over here smoking on this cheap ass outgrown, I like this because I am a fan of promotion. I'm a fan of anniversaries.
That's a lot.
It was the 25th anniversary.
Where did you get that picture from? Let's take it down.
Why would I take it down?
Big Show did face Mark Henry. It wasn't John Cena versus Edge.
I thought so when I saw that.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. When I because again, it's my day off, and I work every week.
What's this picture?
Look at this. You got
Christian
versus Jeff Hardy. It is so bad.
That's bad, but I know that it's
extreme rules.
Well, I can speak. I know it's Money in the Bank. CM Punk defeats Kane, Mark Henry. He had Tony Atlas with him at that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to Tony Atlas. MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Kofi, and Christian with Finley at that time. That was Jericho when he defeated Piper, Ricky Steamboat, Snooker. I think that's when Mickey Rourke came out at. And JBL versus Rey Mysterio, to me, talking about underrated. I thought that was completely underrated because the storyline leading up to that one, like, I'm a JBL fan because of storyline, not because as a as a, whatever side of the wing you sit on and politics that you are, that storyline was so personal. Like, close the border. What are you guys doing? Like, you should, like, all that to me, JBL is great at that kind of stuff. And that was Undertaker and Shawn Michaels to me. That also gave us Triple H and Radio when DJ talked about it earlier in the program. So for me, number 3 for me was WrestleMania 25. I love anniversaries. I love those times. It was a big moment in WrestleMania history. Like, to me, going to 40 next week is going to be huge. It's the 40th one. So I'm looking forward to that, as I was looking forward to 25, and that's my number 3, WrestleMania 25, the anniversary.
Yeah, I couldn't stand 25. I also couldn't stand 26. I don't know what was worse. I think 26 might have been worse.
Your opinions, actually, but
yeah, it's my opinion. It's my opinion.
You said what was worse. I said your opinions were worse. So
no. 26 was universally not that enjoyable, and 25 was universally not that enjoyable. Like, 26 only had the main event of Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. That's literally all it had. 25 at least had the triple threat world.
What do you like? Because you definitely echoing Vinny vibes right now.
I was saying,
I can tell you what I like.
But what's universal?
My number 3. My number 3 is WrestleMania 20. Which I thought was just a great underrated.
I can't see that. I can put my glasses on. That picture's horrible.
No, that's fine. So it's your opinion. But the reason how come I say WrestleMania 20 is good but overrated is simply because of the fact that, as Mike said earlier, it was a little too long, right? But if you look at the card is unbelievable. That triple threat match with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, that WWE Championship match with Eddie Guerrero.
I'm sorry. Who else was in that match with them? You couldn't say his name? You're afraid? Say his name. Who named you the chosen one?
That WWE Championship match between Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle. Undertaker coming back to face Kane. Rock and Mick Foley versus Rock and Sock Connection versus Evolution. It was just a great time. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar was one of my most.
Match was trash.
You're trash. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar was one of my.
My mama loves me.
Something's good. Somebody says. Was one of my most anticipated matches, and then it did not deliver. But still, I was really looking forward to that. But WrestleMania 20 was so much better than anything you could produce with WrestleMania 25 and 26. Just god awful.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah,
Have you ever went back and watched that match without any audio?
No.
Watch it without the audio.
As
I said, the crowd.
You really agree with that, Dice?
The crowd ruined that match.
I do. Sometimes the crowd does. It takes you out. It kind
that
of
was the first
you.
time they just ruined the match because everybody knew that they were both leaving the company and they booed it from the beginning. And and that's where wrestling fans like, come on, yo, like it's a business. They have lives. That was the first time I said, oh, you guys never get laid. Got it.
Let's talk about number 2, and Dice, we'll start with you.
Pinned over to the front and touch your toes.
Number 2 for me.
I wasn't ready.
I am ready. I was ready.
There you go.
It wasn't my fault.
Number 2. This Mania holds if we're talking 5, this holds a special spot in my heart because it was what we would think would be Edge's last time in the ring. I remember it was a fat Edge too. He was gaining weight, but
he called himself skinny fat at the time.
I remember, and then we got Triple H and the Undertaker, which pretty much took the place of the last Shawn Michaels, and so it continued that saga, which was still a good saga. It was still a really good saga. He tried to do what Shawn couldn't do, and he failed as well. But the gem of this was Miz versus John Cena. I mean, for the first time, I know Mike speaks about this multiple times. He wasn't a Miz fan. I was a huge Miz fan since the Real World. And he comes out. He's got Nas Hate Me Now in his vignette, one of the dopest vignettes ever in the history of vignetting them, if that's a thing. Vignetted.
We just made it up. It's good.
Vignetted. I like that.
Vignetted them.
Put on the shirt.
But I also think that this was great because this was the kickstart to what we would get in the next 2 Manias with Rock and Cena. So, in which you guys a little bit more historian than I am in wrestling for some things. Has there been a point where somebody will set up a Mania 365 days prior?
Never happened before. Never happened
And
since.
we ate it up that day. Yes. So that's
I
mine.
have a feeling you might see something similar at this WrestleMania.
I personally hated this WrestleMania, but that's just again personal.
You know what? You're not in the minority with that. I know from talking to a lot of wrestling fans about WrestleMania that a lot of people were not a fan of this WrestleMania. It's actually generally voted one of the worst ones.
And I'm saying like fans that went there.
Really?
Didn't like
I went there. This was my very first WrestleMania.
Fans that went there said it was just not good.
I loved it. I love this WrestleMania.
It's your first WrestleMania.
It was my first
different.
one, so that's something because that was a dream of mine, and I actually drove all the way down to Atlanta to go see it. But I thought it really wasn't a bad show. Maybe it's because I went there that, of course, that raises it, of course. I mean, as Mike said. But Miz is my favorite wrestler, as we all know. Rock is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, as we all know. So them Rock showing up after 7 years was something special to me. Miz being the main event and defeating John Cena, hook or crook, was something special to me. And honestly speaking, and this is going to be unpopular also, Undertaker always says he sees it as a series. Undertaker and Shawn Michaels from WrestleMania 25 to Undertaker and Triple H at Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels in there as a 4-match series, right? If I ranked them, this Undertaker versus Triple H match was actually my number 3. And I mean, really close. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, they're really all right here. But I actually ranked this over the 26 matches between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
He wrestled Taker like 4 times at WrestleManias.
He wrestled Taker at 3 times at WrestleMania.
Felt like 5.
Which was also a very good match. But the 27 match, I thought storyline, because that was the first time I actually felt like Undertaker lost. I never felt that way before, except for the Randy Orton RKO spot they did at 21. This was really like, I thought it was done, and I got to turn it over. But it was just amazing. That Tombstone Triple H hit on Undertaker, words can't describe when he kicked out how I went crazy. The whole place went nuts. But anyway, that's just, and I can't talk. I love that WrestleMania. I love that WrestleMania so much. It didn't make my top 5, but I love it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My number 2,
I love that
WrestleMania 21. I know you guys have it a little lower than what you have it at, but I absolutely love this WrestleMania. We talked about what's the most important thing to me in wrestling is storyline. This storyline, the vignettes, the production, the promotion, them going back to the Hollywood theme, Edge winning that very first Money in the Bank match. To me, the greatest WrestleMania match of all time, not being WrestleMania 3 with Macho Man Randy Savage versus one Ricky Steamboat, is and forever should be Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. This is also the emergence of one Jonathan Horatio Rodriguez Cena and Batista to dominance, knowing what they were going to do for the rest of their career. So for me, number 2, WrestleMania 21, right there.
I'll briefly talk about my number 2. My number 2 is going to be something that could easily be my number 1, but my number 1 is going to be something that's not going to surprise anybody, quite frankly. But my number 2,
me neither. I think we have the same.
I think we have the same one. I'm pretty sure we do.
I'm pretty
WrestleMania 24 is my number 2. I just think, and like I said, this could be phenomenal. I think going into it, I thought the buildup was very, very well done, and I just think that every match on that card outside of Batista Umaga was just really, really well done. Storyline wise, match quality wise, the look wise. WrestleMania 24 actually had my favorite stage for the longest time. It was just a very well done pay-per-view. The opening match between Finlay and JBL was great, all the way up to the main event of Undertaker and Edge, which was a very underrated match. It was just super, super good. The Triple Threat WWE Championship match was also good. Of course, Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. Just a phenomenal time, that whole pay-per-view. I loved it. I love 24. I love the feeling. It was good right here in Orlando, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take our last commercial break when we come back.
No breaks. Let's go. I got to go. Please,
okay.
No breaks.
Well, that's the case. Talk to you number 1.
All right. My number 1 is, I believe, is your number 1. The first WrestleMania I ever went to. WrestleMania 28. You got, they said once in a lifetime. They lied. What you say, DJ? There's some sock in that shoe, right?
The reason why 29 is not cracking my top 5.
As you got John Cena versus The Rock. You got Jericho versus CM Punk. You got Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus that lasted all of 30 seconds. And literally, I put my belts down. I look up. the bell and the match is over. But at this time, listen, here goes some funny shit. Diddy showed up and I acted an ass. We're like, oh, Diddy! Yo, Diddy! Good thing he ain't here because he might have to go ahead and proposition us too. My name ain't even Joe. But for me, number one, my first WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 28. It was Shawn Michaels. It was Triple H. Hell in a Cell. It was the first time ever as a wrestling fan. I cheered for both. As a Shawn Michaels, Triple H mark, I was going for them. But when you're at WrestleMania and you're in that atmosphere, you finally get to be with The Undertaker in that sense and feel that energy that comes from Undertaker at a WrestleMania, it changed everything for me, and I was cheering for both guys.
What's your question?
What beef did Randy Orton and Kane have? Those are two of my favorites of all time, and I don't even remember this.
They were kind of thrown together because they both needed a match on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah.
And here's the funny thing: the match actually wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't.
Nobody ever talks about it. The match really was not a bad match. I'm not saying it's one of
Real fast, and I have to go. I want to ask this question. I know you're a huge Kane fan, Z, and I know you're a historian, executive consultant. Mm-hmm. Should Kane have been undefeated his whole career? I saw a post about that today, and I said
no.
And somebody laughed, and I said his character should have never lost. And I kind of had to agree with that in a sense of storyline purposes.
In a certain match or just overall?
Just in general, overall. Other than Taker and
that's
him.
too much.
You didn't think so?
I
saw that, wrestling fans like to reach. So I was.
How long was Kane's career? Kane's career was damn near 20 years.
20 years, yeah.
It's no way he should have been undefeated that long. The only thing I would say about it, I think Kane's career was done fine. The only thing I'll say is he should have possibly won a few more world titles. But besides that, his career was fine. He should not have been. Nobody should really ever go truly undefeated.
I kind of get it. If you were going to do something where Taker is undefeated at Mania, maybe Kane goes undefeated or has a streak at like SummerSlam or something like, or Survivor Series. You give him a certain match, or that's fine, or give him a certain kind of match that he can win in.
And everybody
Taker would, but
Kane had the reverse Inferno match thing. But my number one is WrestleMania 28, just like him. Mike said pretty much everything. Just the whole atmosphere. Once again, I've been to quite a few WrestleManias, but there was nothing that could beat that atmosphere of WrestleMania 28 for me. Inside the stadium, outside the stadium, on South Beach.
Chance through South Beach was amazing.
And as much as I keep talking about WrestleMania 29 is actually my number 10. And the main reason is, besides Jack Swagger being the world title picture, the main reason is because it was twice in a lifetime. And when I went to WrestleMania 28, Rock and Cena, it wasn't just a tagline. It felt big. It felt like once in a lifetime. And until, yes, your tribal chief Roman Reigns recently, I used to say no match since Rock and Cena has felt that big since that first Rock and Cena match. That place looked at it as a big match night. And I never saw it again.
Roman and Rock is definitely going to give you that feel.
Well, you know what? Quite a few Roman matches have had me get that feel lately. I
know the one in Tampa gave you that with Roman versus Daniel Bryan and Edge.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, so Roman and Rock, winner take all, didn't do that for you?
It did. For me, it did. I'm a Roman mark.
Roman has done that.
Yeah, Roman has done that. Right,
Roman having that championship and the John Cena versus Rock the first time. No match in between is giving me that same feeling as John Cena and The Rock. That place was crazy, and this was after, mind you, a Hell in a Cell match with Triple H and Undertaker, which was phenomenal. Because remember, I mentioned the Tombstone Triple H did. They did it to me again with that super kick into a
the Tombstone super kick out. I mean, pedigree. Super H. Yeah, super kick again.
I thought it was over. I thought it was over.
I thought he lost that shit.
And then Shawn Michaels sold him like he just lost his best friend. It was amazing. And then CM Punk, Chris Jericho, which people don't talk about, was a great match. Great match.
Yes.
I like that better than the Chicago Street Fighter.
World and what I do versus best in the world. That was it for me.
I talked too much about it. I want to keep on going. Dice, what's your number one? Let's get out of here.
Let's talk about what you definitely don't like. There we go.
Ew! I almost threw up in my mouth. He walked off the. You know what? Put that man on the screen by his damn self.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's all good and dandy. They can sit up there and they can do whatever they want. When it comes to this right here, for me, It's number one in this top 5. We talk about 5. We're talking about, for me personally, I don't even care. I mean, The Rock and John Cena, all good. But for me, the one unspoken thing that nobody talks about, now pick me up again. The one they never talk about, and it's the one thing that CM Punk griped about, and he shouldn't have bitched about, is you had a fire match with The Undertaker. I get your gripe. I guess Rock's arms weren't too short to box with God because you didn't walk into Mania with the championship, but you had a fire rivalry with Taker. You had a fire match in which not a lot of people can say they had a fire match versus Undertaker outside of Triple H and Shawn Michaels, but you did. And for me, just because of those matches alone and my enjoyment for that, some of y'all like moments in where y'all put stuff on y'all list. I like those 2 matches that sold the whole thing for me.
I have never hated a WrestleMania as much as I hate 29. I can't stand WrestleMania 29.
Love you.
Kissing babies ain't gonna save you from the bullshit that you just gave me with WrestleMania 29. Jack Swagger was a part of a main event.
First of all, Jack Swagger's my guy.
You know what?
He had no business. He had no business being in that match.
I know Mike has to leave, and I just want to preview a question that I'm going to have on Saturday. Us as wrestling fans, just as fans, do we have the right to critique somebody in a profession as pro wrestler if we never done it?
Oh, I think you're coming at me a little bit.
I'm talking.
Because I came at Eddie Kingston.
No,
yes.
I'm talking. No, I'm not. No, I'm talking about
Eddie Kingston has never really done the world of professional wrestling.
I seen somebody in a. No, what happened was I was listening to Logan Paul with Rhea Ripley on their Impulsive, and they were talking about Maxine Dupree.
I agree
where
with
the guy heckled her.
Yeah.
Right. But like, and she was like, why would you do that to somebody? Right. So it got me thinking, us as fans, we can dissect it, but do we have the right to criticize somebody?
What I've always said to you when we're playing the game and stuff, like, we can make fun of someone like, what's your boy Obi Toppin's brother, but we're not in the NBA. We can't do that. You know what I mean? So it's that's what makes social media the gift and the curse, right? You have the gift to say what the fuck you want to, but the curse is you really don't. You know what I mean? Because what have you ever done besides sit behind this camera and talk? Now, if you've done it, you can talk. That's why I think, well, that's not what I think. That's what I know, why you still have sports analysts that are always paired with the journalists, so that the journalist can speak from a journalistic perspective and this athlete can speak from being there and doing it, kind of a thing. And so that's why that format always works. So yeah, no, I'm with you. And I'm always in your show on Saturdays, but even when I'm at work, if you have not done it, shut the fuck up.
I took
one thing I have done is
elbow drop.
Is critique and give opinions on certain things. Dice, I'm an expert. Your opinion sucks. WrestleMania 29 was horrible.
You are not an expert. That is for damn sure.
WrestleMania 29 was horrible. Sure. I hate it. I can't stand it. Let's get out of here, because that's right. That's the cops coming for Dice. Because somebody called the cops and reported his ass.
Somebody called my mama.
Stay tuned to our social media, because we're going to come out with WrestleMania 10 through 19, our top 5 on that way. For Mike Knox,
hold on. You're not plugging those shows. I don't like this now. No. You ain't plugging those shows. My show on Saturday. Come on now. What's going on right now? What? Oh, wow.
Guys, make sure you come out every Monday at 6 p.m. to watch the Mike Knox Show. Immediately following, they're trying to take the ratings, but they still can't. The Raw Review Show. We got NXT on Tuesdays. We got AEW Dynamite on Wednesdays. Saturdays after SmackDown. You got to cool down from that hot-ass SmackDown. Come check out the SmackDown Show on Saturdays. And then also that night, make sure you check out.
That's the best show.
I don't know about that. But listen, y'all guys, holla at us later, y'all. The top 5 is always the top 5, and we'll see y'all next week, y'all. We out of here, y'all. Fingers.